Hey guys, Mike Bodine here with you again here at Bodine Farms and Meat Market, and today we're going to be installing a Thrifty King Richie waterer. The Thrifty King is meant for hogs of all types of different ages and stuff. It has two flap up lids, and that's how they kind of get in there, and it keeps water insulated, keeps it from freezing. We've got three on the farm already. This is going to be our fourth one that we're going to install here today, and then we got one more to do before winter hits. So stay here with us today. If you haven't already liked our channel here, subscribe to our channel. Find us on Facebook at Bodine Farms and Meat Market. You can find us on Instagram also. Stick with us here, guys, and we'll get to it here. Okay, so to start off with, we've got our Thrifty King waterer here, and we've got some things we've already done. So we've buried the water line already, and then we use this corrugated pipe here that goes down into the ground, total of about 5 foot. Our water line is teed and comes up into the center of that. We've poured a concrete pad around for a nice hard surface that we're going to end up mounting the Thrifty King to. A couple tools here we're going to have. We're going to have obviously our Thrifty King, and then we are going to go ahead. We've got a hammer drill with a 1/2 inch bit. We're going to set 4 anchors in the concrete. We're going to go ahead and bolt the Thrifty King down to it, and then we've got some insulation that goes around the pipe that goes down before. We're going to go ahead and cut the corrugated pipe even and flush there with the concrete. That's the first thing. We've got I usually use a shop vac, and I also have a little turkey baster, and that's just to kind of blow out your holes so that your concrete's clean and free. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. I am going to show you a couple things here real quick. So I did on the Thrifty King, it comes with a roll of insulation for your piping down to go inside. It comes with a double-sided, or I should say single-sided really, and we've already done that. So it's a gasket. I put that gasket on up to the shop. It's really hot out here, so I'm trying to do as much as I can in the shade. And then also here we have these L brackets. They come loose with 4 bolts, and there's 4 of them, 2 on each side. And I've already went ahead and just kind of bolted them on. Pretty self-explanatory with that stuff. The seal, you're just going to run that gasket right around, and just create that nice barrier that's going to go down. I always kind of start, if you can see, I start here. I've done a few of these, so I kind of start on one side, I leave a little gap, and then just kind of roll it right around, one whole deal, come right back up and cut it here at the top, and it's done. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to cut out the corrugated pipe first, and then we'll get to it with the rest of it. All right, guys, so we got we've got the pipe cut off around even and flush for the most part. So now what we're going to do is I'm just going to lay that Richie water right over the pipeline so that we can go ahead and mark out our holes where we're going to be drilling at. So the positioning of it is just a matter of where you want to kind of put it. I do have a little bit of slope on this. I didn't mean for it to be there, but it dried up on the concrete dried up on us pretty quick. So I'm going to kind of set it so that it actually the water's kind of in the reservoir to where it's kind of like pushed up against so it doesn't go into the hole. We're not going to allow it to overfill that much anyway, but just in case, we're just going to go ahead and do that to be safe. So what we want to do now is just go ahead and drill our holes, set our anchors. Go ahead and bolt this thing down. Before we do that, we will take a measurement on our pipe that's coming up. We'll cut the pipe. We'll go ahead and put the insulation on, and we'll get that ready to go. We'll put it back on, and then we'll actually bolt it together. Guys, what I just did here is just a little trick. Some of your hammer drills come with the rod that sticks up that kind of, you can set your depth and all. What I do is I just took my anchor, I know where I want to be at, and what I do is just a little trick in the trade. I would put a little thing of duct tape on here, double sided, and just kind of wrap it and stick it to itself. And then when you actually start drilling a hole, what it'll do is actually sweep away some of the concrete dust you're pulling up. So I just like to do it like that. You don't have to, but it's a neat little trick. Alright guys, so my video got cut off there a little short and I didn't realize it. So again, like I say, all I was doing was just drilling holes here and setting these anchors. You know, in each one of these, there's, like I say, there's 2 on each side. So that's all I was doing, is just getting them anchors set. Right now they're not tight. I just have them loose. I have them there kind of ready to go. So the other thing I did here is that that pipe insulation that you have, I went ahead and slid that down over my poly pipe that's in our hole here. And then, so this is the inside of the actual water here. And all of this comes factory mounted, ready to go. You're just going to be connecting a hose. So what I did is I've got a 90-degree connector. This is a 3/4 pipe coming out here. The Richie water does come with this fitting, this barb fitting here that will screw into that female 90. And I find that this is the easiest way to do this because it sets you right up for just a nice straight shot from this piece of pipe here into here. So we went ahead and heated that. We heat the end of that pipe up a little bit just so that it's easier to slide the barb fittings on. And now all we got to do is just kind of get this thing set into place, and then it comes with another small tube. So the water system does come with this tube here, and this tube is going to go from the fill into our pipe here. So we're going to go ahead and get that connected in. It comes with does come with pipe clamp fittings, so that's convenient. So everything's right there ready to go. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to get this connected up here first, and then once we have this connected here, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to tighten all of our bolts around the outside, because at that point our hard connections are done, and we could go ahead and actually get this thing, you know, pretty much we're going to go ahead and start running water in it. So we're real close with getting everything done. So again, anchors are set. Didn't get a chance, but you know, like I say, I shot back out those holes. I used a turkey baster, just put the turkey baster in the hole, shot back right there with it, and just kind of squeeze it a couple times. Clean the hole out nice. If you've never done it before, it's not hard, and it's just a little trick that'll help you get that hole cleaned out, or you won't be able to set your anchors in there deep enough. So that's already done. Like I say, we got that 90 put on there. It's a female, it's a threaded female end, 90-degree barb fitting into a 3/4 inch poly pipe. And then the fitting again comes with the actual Richie water comes with it. So we're going to go ahead and get these this small pipe here connected up, and then go ahead and get our stuff bolted down. Not everybody's going to have a pig friend in here helping you get your water set up, but we have it today. A little destruction, I'm sure. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this piece put in here, and we will be ready to go. All right, guys, so we've got our pipe there, that little tube that was with the Richie water cut into place, and we've got it bolted down with our pipe clamps here. Just be sure not to over tighten the clamps too much, okay? They are small ones that come with this. And then the other thing I want to note too is, you guys see this lip here? You want to make sure that when you cut your pipe for your barb fitting, that your barb fitting is below that lip. Your lid is going to go on top of here. That lid seats right into there, and so you don't want anything obstructing that, you know, that line of sight there for that. So go ahead and make sure you get your cut below that line. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bolt down our bolts all the way around. We're going to tighten that up good, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to run water into this thing. We're going to check for leaks, and then we're going to set our float valve inside, which is right here. We'll set that float valve so that it puts enough water into the reservoirs here for the pigs to drink out of, and go from there. So stick with us here. I'm going to go ahead and get everything tightened down, and we'll put some water in it. All right, so we've got our water turned on right now. There is a rubber stop that goes into this hole down here. You know, that actually keeps all your water in. I'll just leave this out until I'm ready to get this thing all set up. And a couple things that I'm going to do is just first off, just come in and just kind of make sure nothing's leaking. I don't see anything running, you know, water running obvious. And then so what I want to do is I want to go ahead and shut that stop off, just pull this up a little bit, and we're just going to take a second here to make sure nothing's leaking. And it looks pretty good. So all right, so our next step here is to go ahead and actually set our float so that the water fills up here in our reservoir. About halfway is good. Too much and the pigs will play with it a little bit too much. They'll knock a lot of the water out. So you kind of want it, you want it enough that they can drink out of it, and try to keep them from playing in it as much as you can. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our stop in, and then we are going to start playing with our valve here. All right, so again, just going to put our stop in, and it's going to go from the outside in, and you're just going to push. Get it as even as you can. just get her so she won't run out. And again, guys, you're just going to adjust this wing nut that's in here. The wing nut will control the stop, the level, and you'll play with this a little bit. You'll want to kind of let it run, let it fill up, see where it's going to stop. Like I say, fill these up as you want to make sure your reservoirs are filled up about halfway, and that seems to be pretty good. Like I say, this will be my 4th one I've installed here, so we found that if you allow that reservoir to fill up too much, the pigs will just, because especially in the heat, they'll just they'll come in and knock water all around, and then it's it's just harder on the equipment. So I keep enough in here so that it's water that they can come in and drink, and it'll also keep it a little fresher and a little colder. The insulation does a good job on these things. I do like Richie waters. We've used them now for a couple years. They've held up great during the winter time, and they also hold up good during the summertime. Even in the harshest of heat, it does, it keeps the water, at a moderate temperature, so the water is not extremely hot. Looks like we're starting to get filled up here. Like I say, eventually it'll cut off. So far, the internal reservoir in here where the fluid is filled up about a third of the way right now, I'd say. I got that wing nut nice and tight. A couple things, just make sure that it does eventually kick off. You want to make sure that this float comes up and actually closes that connection so water's not leaking. I have had that happen before. Looks like this one's going to go ahead and actually shut off. It'll stop dripping pretty much all the way once it's all the way filled up. So again, I did have that problem one time where the flow wouldn't shut off, and what I just did is I took everything apart, just put Teflon tape around everything, tighten everything right nice back up, and put it back together, and it worked. So it was good to go after that. Generally speaking though, once you get these out of the box, they're pretty much ready. I've only had that happen with one, and like I say, this is my 4th hog water, and I have 2 cow waters here. Alright guys, so just a quick overview here. We went ahead and installed the Thrifty King hog water. A couple things you guys didn't get to see with what we were doing is, you're going to go ahead and bury your water line underneath there, however way you're going to do that, whether you get a trencher or a mini excavator, what you're going to do. Just get get down past your frost line. We're about 30 inches around here, so I usually go about 3 foot. So you're also going to, that corrugated pipe that you're going to put in the ground, you put that around your pipe, and that'll actually help. And what you want to do is dig a hole deeper than what you're bringing your line in at 36 inches. Typically what I do is I go down about 1 foot to 1.5 feet with that corrugated pipe. I'll drill a hole in it and I'll run my water line into it. So that pipe actually goes deeper than what the water line's coming across. And that'll allow that area to heat up through the winter time. It'll keep that pipe inside warm. You've got your insulation on the pipe coming up, so you'll have that. So again, get your water line in, and then go ahead when you break your Thrifty King out of the box there. You're going to have 4 L brackets that are going to get bolted on. There's 4 bolts that come with them. You can bolt them on. You've got that gasket seal that you're going to go ahead and put around the bottom of it, and you can go ahead and do that. You could do that first like we did here. Get everything set. When you pour your concrete, I would advise you to pour your concrete as level as you can. This job was a rush job, honestly, and I probably should have taken a little more time. There is a little bit of spot here where I'm probably going to come back before winter, and I'm probably going to hit it with some type of foam just to keep it, there. It's not affecting the way that it's going to work, and it's not really it's not off level that much. So it's okay, but I recommend you just go ahead and pour yourself a nice flat level pad, and that'll help. So if you get that corrugated pipe, stick that thing out of the ground, pour your concrete, build you a base, pour your concrete around it. You guys can see with this base here, it looks like a mess. It was just a bunch of concrete left over. And I just told the guy, I said, look, just go ahead and pour it. It's not going to hurt anything. So, the concrete's out and about. But anyway, get yourself a pad, whatever pad size you really want to pour, as long as there's enough there that you can anchor your Richie water down. you should be good to go. So go ahead and, you know, get that done. Get your Richie water mounted on there. Get your concrete anchors in the ground. You can use different concrete anchors. It doesn't matter what you really use. So, you know, get them in there, and then go ahead and remember to cut off your pipe coming in, which is going to be at that level where you're going to have your 90-degree female end coming in, and that is going to go ahead and make sure you cut that below that line. I was showing you guys with the lid of that thing, so that when you put the lid on it, it's all closed down and done. You know, and then last but not least, there you want to go ahead and adjust your float valve inside, but just adjusting that wing nut on how much you want it to come up and down. I will say some pigs, you know, with like if you're raising pigs that have a shorter snout, a wider face, you may have to fill that reservoir more, and it's okay. I mean, that's fine. The pigs that we have, you know, have decently long, you know, thin snouts, so they can reach in there with no problem. And like I say, it's just you know, if you keep the level in it a little lower, it will help them to you know, just consistently drink water. But you know, on hot days they might try to play with it. Whether that really matters to you or not is, you know, it's up to you guys. But you know, for us, I just try to keep, you know, we try to keep dedicated spots here if we can, and you know, just for them to have wallows and stuff. So we want to try to keep our water area as clean as we possibly can. So now our temporary stuff is done. I got that all down. It's extremely hot outside. I've had some problems shooting a video actually. My phone's overheated, and I think that's kind of telling us something here. So we're going to kind of wrap this up for the day. If anybody has any questions on these waters here, you know, I'm not getting paid to advertise them. I just believe in the Richie waters. We've had a lot of good luck with them. I know that there's a lot of other water systems out there, and you know, I can't speak for any of them, but you know, I can speak for these, and they've worked pretty good, and they're really easy to put up. So any questions, guys, leave them in the comment box there. And again, guys, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. You can follow our farm life here, and get a chance to really see where your food's coming from big scale to small scale. We do both. We're happy to have you guys. Thank you.